Back in 2023, Rory McIlroy tested a shorter shaft in his driver and he saw some incredible results. One of the greatest drivers of the golf ball of all time sacrificed distance for accuracy, but it didn't actually cost him any distance. He found that he was able to maintain his distance, his ball speed, and at the same time hit more fairways. So, can a 3-wood shaft in a driver head help mid-handicap golfers like myself hit more fairways and hit the ball further? Instead of spending hundreds of pounds on a new driver when we're struggling off the tee, could we just buy a new shaft for 100 quid? Is this the ultimate golf hack to getting better off the tee? I'm going to answer all of these questions today. Let's get into it. Now, a shorter shaft should help me find the middle of the golf club more often. But when you shorten the shaft, you lose club head speed. So it's going to be quite interesting to find out whether an average golfer like myself loses more ball speed with a shorter shaft but a better strike, or a longer shaft and a slightly worse strike. If I can hit more fairways but hit the ball the same distance, that is going to be a massive, massive win. This test is going to be very, very simple. I'm going to hit 10 shots with my normal driver shaft, and then I'm going to hit 10 shots with the 3-wood shaft. The results I'm keen to look at are what's the difference with the club head speed, what's the difference with the ball speed, what's the distance with the carry numbers, and how many fairways am I going to hit with each shaft. I got the driving range set up on GS Pro to 30 yards wide, so a fairly tight fairway. Let's see how many of those fairways I can hit with the driver shaft before we move on to the 3-wood shaft. First up, the driver shaft. Oh, that felt quite good actually, to be fair. A little bit slow club head speed, 99 mile an hour, 146 ball speed, but that is a fairway hit. Oh, out the middle, going a little bit right. 145 ball speed, and that's missing a fairway to the right. A little bit up the right again. If that was a normal fairway, it'd probably hit it. Stay in the fairway. Stay in. Oh, that's a tight one. I'm hitting this quite well, just not as straight as I'd like. Yeah, missed fairway. Not quite out in the middle of the golf club, but it's right down the middle of the fairway. Again, not quite out in the middle of the golf club, but down the middle of the fairway. To be fair, the Ping G425 was a very, very forgiving golf club. Again, just not quite out the middle. Be really interested to see if I'd get more distance with a better strike, but to be fair, they're right down the middle. Oh no. Well, that's bad. I do have a big left miss in me, and that's hopefully we can eliminate that with a 3-wood shaft. No. Spoken that into existence, I'm afraid. Nowhere near the middle of the golf club either. That's gone absolutely nowhere. Right, last one. Let's hit a fairway. Oh, it's gone the other side. Out the middle of the golf club. Just missed the fairway again. Let's try the 3-wood shaft in the driver. I'm going to keep the same loft, obviously. That's what's good about Ping. They've got the same sleeve on their 3-wood and their driver. And let's do the same test. 10 shots. How many fairways can we hit? Straight away, this feels really, really short. I do feel a little bit more comfortable over it. But the head just looks so much bigger. I don't know why. Obviously, I'm still standing over the golf ball similar. Just a little bit closer to it, but it feels bigger. Let's go. Oh, I felt middled. Interesting start. Club head speed down a little bit, but seemed to carry a fairway. And obviously we're in the fairway there with that first one. Right down the middle. Cool, that's gone a long way. I think that's probably the furthest shot I've hit. Didn't feel like a great swing, but is it gonna hang on to the fairway? Yeah, you can see like distance has dropped off quite a bit there. Still in the fairway though, isn't it? They sound a bit different, don't they? They're sounding a little bit more middled, but I mean that one ball speed's down quite a bit, but it's right down the middle of the fairway. Yeah, same again, fairway again. Or is it? Oh, that's gonna be a tight one. That's there in the fairway. Have I missed the fairway with this 3-wood shaft? Oh, that was a bad swing. Hang on. Finally missed one. Distance dropped off a long way as well. Little bit better, but not out the middle. Oh no, that's missing right. Or is it? Wow, I'm surprised how straight that one is. Really surprised. Not surprised about the distance, but very surprised that it's hit a fairway. 2 more to go, I think. Right off the heel. I'm really surprised about how straight these are staying. I mean, that's gone nowhere near the middle of the face, but it's hit a fairway, isn't it? Last one. A little bit closer to the middle of the club face. Straight down the middle of the fairway again. I hit a lot of fairways with this 3-wood shaft. Let's take a look at the results. Right then, results are in, and I tell you what, they are extremely interesting. Eagle-eyed viewers amongst you would have been keeping track of the numbers in the top right hand of the screen when I was doing the test, but we're going to summarize all of the results for you now. I'm going to start off with the driver shaft, and the 5 different metrics that I was looking at were the clubhead speed, ball speed, smash factor, distance, and percentage error index. Now, percentage error index is the number that can be assigned to forgiveness, so that's an important one to consider. Let's start off with the clubhead speed. So for the driver shaft, the clubhead speed was 100 miles an hour. The ball speed was 145 miles an hour, which gave us a smash factor of 1.45. The distance that we were hitting the golf ball was 246 yards, with a percentage error index of 9.5%. Now, if you've seen other videos of mine, you'll know that 9.5% percentage error index is actually quite good. We do have to remember that I've got a Ping G425 LST in my hands for this test, which is a very forgiving golf club. I have actually moved on to the Callaway AI Smoke driver now, which is going a little bit further for me. But the Ping G425 was a fantastic golf club, known for its forgiveness, and that's why that figure is so low. The lower that number is, the better. Bear that in mind. Let's move on to the 3-wood shaft. For the 3-wood shaft, the clubhead speed was 99 miles an hour, only 1 mile an hour slower than the driver shaft. Bearing in mind that we've taken 1.75 inches off the length of the shaft, 1 mile an hour slower isn't too bad. Moving on to ball speed, we were getting 143 miles an hour with the 3-wood shaft. A couple of miles an hour slower than the driver shaft, but the smash factor remained the same at 1.45. I think there's a little bit of rounding going on there, but still the smash factor is basically the same, and the strike was very, very similar in all fairness. Now, when it came to distance, we were only losing 1 yard of distance using the 3-wood shaft compared to the driver shaft. Now, 1 yard is bugger all, but was the 3-wood shaft more forgiving? If we look at the percentage error index of 4.7%, the answer is yes. The 3-wood shaft was more forgiving, and I found that in the test, to be honest. I hit some ropey ones that still managed to stay on the fairway, and even the one that missed didn't miss by far. We have to remember as well that that was a very narrow fairway, only 30 yards. So a driver head on that 3-wood shaft was very accurate, and obviously if we looked at the amount of fairways hit, we've got 50% fairways hit with the driver shaft, and 90% fairways hit with the 3-wood shaft. An extremely forgiving setup, and we only lost 1 yard of distance. I think most of us would give up 1 yard of distance to hit 40% more fairways. That shaft cost me £99. My new Callaway driver cost me £350. Should I just have bought a new shaft? What would you guys do with this information? Would you try a 3-wood shaft in your driver just to see? I honestly think everyone should give this a go, especially if they're considering buying a new driver, because this might completely change how they hit the golf club. Well worth giving a go. Well worth. Okay, so what did we actually learn with this test? Well, a shorter shaft in your driver can definitely improve your accuracy. I hit way more fairways with the 3-wood shaft, and the dispersion was so much tighter as well. I was expecting to strike the ball better with the 3-wood shaft, but that didn't really come to fruition. But at the same time, I was expecting to see a much bigger drop-off in clubhead speed, but I only lost 1 mile an hour. Ultimately, I didn't lose a lot of distance, but I gained a hell of a lot of accuracy. And I genuinely believe if anyone is struggling with their driver, they should try a shorter driver shaft. Us mid-handicap golfers don't have the budget to go and buy a new driver every year. This 3-wood shaft cost me £99, and it has completely changed that golf club for me. Get in the comments below, guys. Have you ever tried a 3-wood shaft in your driver, or have you ever tried a shorter driver shaft and seen similar results? Are you someone who struggled with a driver and now considering trying a 3-wood shaft instead? Let me know in the comments. If you've made it to the end of the video, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps this video reach more people that need to hear this information. Thank you again for watching this whole video, and I'll see you next week for another video.